All right, here we go again. Now, this is part 3 or the third penny roll with errors written on it. In the last episode, which was, what was the last episode? I want to say 516. Yeah, 516, which was the second. The first one was 515. You could type in the episode number into the channel search bar, and they'll come up. So in the first episode, I was kind of surprised that there were some errors, right? Like the person was putting some stuff to the side that was pretty good, and I was like, "Oh, look at this." Well, then in the second episode, the one before this, if you didn't watch it, spoiler alert, go watch it if you want to stop here before I start talking about it. Okay, you had your chance. There was in the first one, there was the strike through that was valuable. Episode 1. Oh man, but look at this. What happened? Are they sideways? And then in yesterday's episode, okay, it's coming out now. And then in yesterday's episode, there was also the lamination error with the zinc showing through on a zinc cent. And there was that F that was a P, and the F that's a the F that's a P. I did I did a couple of its own videos on it, and I'm gonna assume that one's worth about $100 easy, unless it's a special error. Then it could be worth anything from there. So for those of you who did not watch No White AM, for those of you who did not watch the previous ones or didn't understand what was going on for whatever reason, I am going through penny rolls that someone brought back to the bank that I just happened to have got that they wrote errors on. And I was doing it kind of as a goof because, who in their right mind would put valuable pennies back inside of the look at the hair. Look how cool the hair is. Man, that looks different. I don't know why they put... So each one of these pennies, the person has put to the side and put them into these error wrappers because they found something on it that, they probably put it in a little jar or what have you. So this one, you can tell it has the extra rim coming off, the extra copper coming around the side of the rim. So that's what they saw, and they put it into a jar. And of course, 99.99% of these are not worth anything. But, well, I shouldn't even say that because no, 99.999 would be too high. About 80% of them aren't worth anything. But to find 2 out of 10 pennies that has some value, is of course it's very high. Oh, this has, what is that? I'll have to look at that. It could be the little is that doubling? They think it's doubling. It's not. It's a hit mark. Well, yeah. To me, it's a hit mark or post mint damage. I mean, it's in a place where they're known to have doubling. So, but whatever. It's not. To me, that doesn't have any value. So, So I really was not expecting to find the amount of errors that I found in the past two. No, I am. The past two penny rolls. Maybe this one will be a dud. So far, not that great. And these are the types of things that the person had inside some of the other rolls, which is not worthless. Even if it is mint error, it's really not worth anything because no close AM. It's so damaged. There's a little dye dent on it. So I was kind of hopeful that we would find some interesting stuff in this row also, unless we just lucked out on the first two. Yeah, it's probably post-mint damage. This one's like a bowl. This one's bent. I felt it as soon as I picked it up. It's bent. It's a zinc and it's bent with no surface marks. That's odd, right? But nothing to indicate why it's bent, I'm saying. So, I mean, the person is really actively. I mean, look, you can see the bentness, right? Is actively making an effort to find anomalies, I don't know what they found on that one. And we just happen to be sharing the same bank. And here I could tell it's because of the rim they found. It's a misaligned die. No white AM. And, I can't get too choosy when I go to the bank. I go there, I know the ladies there. I ask them if they have pennies. Sometimes they do not. And to start saying, hey, what kind of pennies do you have? I can't start doing that, So, whatever they give me, and I got to make the most of it. Right. Of course, next year they're stopping making pennies. If you're watching this video way in the future, it was made prior to pennies in 2025. Okay. To future listeners in the YouTube universe. Who want to watch videos on pennies, as there are no more pennies in the world. So of course I'm going to start making videos on that soon, but I just happen to have started this YouTube five part series at the same time that I found out it's very dark. The same time that I found out that they made it official that they're going to stop making pennies 2026. So you're going to have to look out for that one coming up soon. And I'll probably talk about it for several videos, obviously. Is that our first copper? That's our first copper penny, I think. Was this a copper? No, the bent one was not copper. So that's our first copper. There is more copper in here, obviously. That one definitely looks like copper right here. This one might be, I'm not sure. But that looks, if that's not copper, that's got to be one of the oddest ones I've ever seen. We'll find out soon. 84. I think that's the other year with the double ear. Yeah, we found the double ear. Oh, look how shiny that is on the reverse. We found the double ear. That one's worth a couple bucks. Wasn't a super one, but it was pretty good. So basically, when I'm looking at these pennies, I'm trying to figure out why they put it into the era wrapper. He saw something, and I just don't want to spend too much time trying to figure it out. Now, if you see something that I missed, right, for whatever reason, you have to put the timestamp in. I know I don't repeat that. Excuse me. I don't repeat that in every video, but a lot of people say, "Oh yeah, that penny, you know, that penny has this error on it," and they don't. I mean, there's 50 pennies, man. You know, come on. You know, no one knows what you're talking about. So you got to put a timestamp along with the penny you're talking about, or no one. I'm not gonna know what you're talking about. You know, it's just gonna be a faded comment that no one's gonna pay attention to because no one's gonna be able to figure out what penny you're talking about. So if you put the timestamp, then people can click, and it goes right to the penny you're talking about, and that's pretty cool. You know, because you could identify, say, "Oh, that penny there has this," and then people can have a discussion on it. You know, odd. Looks like rust, right? So to me, most of the pennies so far that we're seeing in this roll, are just odd things, right? Like the person saw this and they liked it and they put it as an error, which it could be an error. And now, of course, when we're saying error, we're talking mint error, right? Post mint damage is not. No one considers post mint damage an error. So yeah, some of these things could be done. Oh, that's a beautiful toner. Could have been done as a 92, no close AM. That's a really beautiful one. Let me see. Let me take a picture of this. Okay, that's a beauty. and this is the same person, I'm pretty sure, who in the previous videos, because I found some other penny rolls that day that I was given some other penny rolls that day when I went to the bank, and they were marked shiny, and I'm almost starting to learn the person's handwriting. Missing most of the O and the bottom of the S. Question is it worth cleaning? Is it even worth showing? I already have quite a few pennies down there on the table for my short forms. So what we got here. So again, each one of these pennies has something that the person found. I'm gonna look at this under the loop, and the most of it is apparent, like this one is. All right, so there are other little notches, marks around the rim edge. It's pretty cool looking. The question is it a strike through? Is it a feeder error? Or is it post mint damage? Um, obviously, obviously to me, I can never tell. So 1970, isn't the 1970 the one that comes in the small? No, 1960 comes in the small large date. The 1970 S comes in the small large date. And this 1970, again, so some of these, this feel kind of heavy. All right, I'll pull the scale out. If I can, sometimes I'll imagine that I'm feeling something. I'm feeling it a little heavy, and then I think I'm a genius because I could feel it. I could feel the weight at my fingertips, which of course is impossible. It's actually a little underweight. All right, I'll keep it there just in case. You're looking for under 2.99 or over 3.22, something like that. All right, so it's another copper penny. So the person's not taking copper out. So what's this person's end game? You know, what's their point? I think they're just doing this for entertainment. You know, um, some of these coins, if they had, that's a four dot bag mark. Usually, I only see a 3 mark bag mark. That one has 4. You know, and there's part of me that thinks that they have a microscope. Um, and of course, we haven't found any wheat cents, so they're not any wheat cents that they're finding. They are also keeping. So they're keeping their wheat cents, and I don't know what else they're keeping. And then they're putting the pennies back. They probably have little jars out here in Pennsylvania. They're big on jars out here because they love pickling, and people have workshops and sheds and garages, and they love having those the same jars that they use for pickles. They use for nuts and bolts and screws and nails. You know what I mean? And they'll put them up on the wall, or they'll create a little thing on the top, and they'll put a screw through the top of the lid so they could spin the jar off. You know, so they do all kinds of weird stuff out here with jars. 71S, man, wowzer! All right, let me pull up the mintage, uh, the Wikipedia mintage. I have to go to one of my. Actually, the easiest way to find it is for me to go to one of my own videos and click on it, and then go into the and when the video is live, then it has a clickable link. See, when the video's dead, right? When I'm in YouTube Studio, I can't click on it. Yeah, I can't click on it. So I have to click on the video, which opens up the video. This is just a lazy way, you know. And then I can go down and it has all the clickable. This is all the stuff you guys can watch. And anyway, so I go to, it says US penny mintage numbers. I click on that. Now we're going to look to 1971S. And there's 525 million, which is, of course, is the least of all the mintage, except for the proof for the 1971, right? Because they have almost 2 billion Philadelphias and 3 billion Denvers, and then it's only half a billion or 525 million. So it's much lower than the others. It's not low by any collectability, but it's low. And that's a nice S, man. All right, let me look at the. Yeah, I messed things up. I got you a little too far away. All right. Yeah, it's a nice S. Let me look at the mint mark real quick under the loop. Make sure it's not a repunched. It does look like there's some spreading on the date. I have to say that much. And in the motto, it's very minor. I doubt if it has any value outside of it being, how about the reverse? So maybe because it's an S, they put it to the side, but I'll take that. That's for sure. I keep a jar for the S's, 2 jars, one for circulated and one for closer to AU, the shinier ones. There's a big rim dent. Yeah, so some of these pennies, it really does seem kind of random. You know what they're calling errors, and I think that's what confuses me because then, but I guess they're putting in some of the work. Oh wow, that's a strong die clash. Can you see the head and the top? So here's the Lincoln, right? You have to turn it upside to look at the die clash. Here's the Lincoln, and the head is here, but they cleaned it. You see, the head's here. You see how it's lighter? They when the mint dude saw that the pennies were being had a die clash on it, he took the die out and he cleaned the head off. It's very difficult to get it out of the column, so they leave it there. But if you want the one that has the head in it, we found he gave us the whoever's doing these, he gave us one with the head. I think in episode in the first part. But that is a strong die clash, that's for sure. It's worth a couple bucks. So why is this person doing that? Oh, look at this. Oh, so this is the 70S. This is the small large date one, right? Yes. Oh no. Yes. 1970S and the proof. Both of them come in small and large dates. 1970 SSS, small and large date, right? And then anyway. So thank you, amigo. I also collect these. I have a jar for these. I only had like 3 in, and this is the second one he gave us, or she gave us, whoever it is. I feel like it's a girl. For some reason, I feel like it's a female who's doing the penny roll. hunting. Anyway, I really don't want to know who it is because I want their pennies back. And I like the fact that this person marks what they're doing. We got the shiny ones to go through, and then they also mark the by year. So they're doing some pretty wild stuff with their pennies, and it's kind of refreshing. Oh, look at this! That's a lamination error. See how yellow it is? Gold. What year is it? It is a zinc. It's an 85. And what's going on the edges, the rim? I don't know. It's really cool. It's a cool color. It's a cool color. Dun 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 dun. It's a cool. I don't know. If you know that song, then you're old like me. I think that's. Is that the early '80s? Can't remember the name of the song. Cool Summer. It's a cool summer. I think it's not that. That's not the name. I'm butchering the song and the name. Um, I forgot what it is. It's but it was a very, very popular song, super popular song when it came out. We're at the end of the video. I can act a little weird. Most people have checked out already, so I will do for those of you who are here. I will show a little bit of the analytics for the channel. I do it. I was doing it more often before, and then the analytics just plateaued, so I stopped doing it. But I will show the analytics at the end. the Yeah, YouTube's screwing around again, and I'll show you why I think they are. Anyway, I could be wrong. Why? Okay, so it says I'm on less than 3 magnification, and I'm so close. Something's wrong. Okay, whatever. I guess it's that blister that they were looking at. Maybe I'm just all up on the camera. Yeah, so I wouldn't even want to meet this person. I'm glad that I like getting their pennies back, as I was alluding to in the beginning of the video. Um, once there are no more pennies at all out there in the being minted, and the banks won't have it, you're only going to be able to get it through second what's that called? Second sources, you know what I mean? eBay, Craigslist, and you're going to be getting garbage. You're going to be. I wouldn't trust none of that. Now, don't get me wrong. I might have to, or I'll look for people that they swear it's the pennies from. It's going to be. Let me tell you something. It's going to be a wild time here in the U.S. for penny roll hunters. That's the crimp roll error or the circle of death. Someone asked me the other day, what's a crimp roll error, in the comments below. It's the machine, from either at the mint or one of the other banks that they have a machine that puts the coins in, the pennies in, and then it comes and it crimp rolls. It crimp rolls the edge, right? This is crimp rolled, right? And then it's a machine and it goes down and it makes the circle. And that's it. Sometimes it damages the last penny. So they saw that and they put it to the side like as an error. It's not well, I mean, they didn't do it on purpose. They didn't, so it is an error. It's just not a mint error. Yeah. So once they stop making pennies, you're going to see some. I'm waiting to see some. I expect to see some interesting things happen. People are going to start asking big bucks for pennies and shit like that. Excuse my French. And And, I mean, people are going to be getting fleeced, because those pennies are going to be searched through. And unless you're an avid penny roll hunter, you don't know what you're looking at. I mean, you have to be doing this on a regular basis, So I feel really fortunate on one sense, no white AM, that I've been doing the penny roll hunting for this long, taking me right to, to that point where they're not making pennies anymore. And that I got, I don't know, I might have 1,000 penny rolls in my basement. Or getting close to 1,000. No white AM. I guess he put it to the side because of the, I don't know, whatever, the discoloration. And like I said, I'll show you my analytics in a second. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be very, very interesting. Only a couple coppers, not too much copper. 2, 3, 4, 5, which is, yeah, I guess that's pretty average. 5, 6 coppers is pretty average. All right, hold on a second. Let me get up the channel. All right, it was just at 29,000. It was just at 29,000, and it went down to 28,000. So 14,010 subscribers. By the time this video is aired, this is going to be closer to 15,000. Those 5,000 benchmarks are pretty cool. Every 48 hours, we're doing about 29,000 views. This was down to 20,000 views about a week ago or so, and it came back up to 29,000. Interesting thing is, though, right? So the views are pretty high, right? At almost 30,000. The daily subscriber count is pretty high. The monthly subscriber count, 28-day subscriber count, is pretty high at 900. The watch time hours, 3.2 thousand watch time hours, and then the views were at 375,000 views per 28. But so everything is up or the same, but my money went down about $40. So that to me is the shenanigans. And what I think they do is, this is my, I could be wrong. I'm probably wrong. But this is my, when, if they need their stock to go up, right? So their revenue obviously is affected by what they pay out, right? So if they're having a bad stock, remember that they have to answer to their shareholders. Then they'll just cut people's income by whatever, and that'll make their income go up by how much your income went down, and that just makes it look like, yeah, everything's great, even though a lot of other channels, right, Rumble and all these other places are opening up. I don't think any of them are ever going to be as big as YouTube, not for, maybe not ever, but definitely not for the next 5, 10, 20 years. I should say 5 or 10 years. 20 years is a long time out. Anything can happen in 20 years. So I'm imagining all those things cut into their income, and so whatever, man. I'm definitely finding more money in pennies than I am on YouTube. Meaning, like, just that one penny I found. Any of the pennies today worth money? Well, we got the 2 S's. That's about it. I got to be honest with you. We got the 2 or 3 S's, and all the other ones are pretty much. Oh, we got that one good strike through that might be $2 or $3. So yeah, maybe we got $2 or $3 in pennies today. Like eBay value. I'm saying, um, $2 or $3. Yeah, so it's not quite there. Yeah, $3 times 30 is $90. So I might be doing $100 in pennies a month. All you need is that one good penny, and you got, 10, 20, $30. You get the wide AM, the good strike through, the good die clash, and you got a 20, $30 penny. So, but again, that's not going to really tip the scales or pay the mortgage. So yeah, the 150 a month, I'm happy with it. But anyway, so that's the analytics for the channel, and I hope you enjoyed the video. I try to mix it up, so doing this whole era series, is a way to make things a little different. Please click like and subscribe. God bless, and I'll see you in the next one.